Should I buy properties from a developer or from an individual? All right, today we'll be talking about who to buy property from and why you should buy from them. These two have their disadvantages and advantages. If you are buying from a developer, you are sure of a secure and developed neighborhood. You won't have to worry about those things anymore. But if you are buying from an individual have no business with your environment rather than the property or the land he or she is selling to you, right? That's one of the advantages that go to buying from a developer, which is a disadvantage of buying from an individual. Secondly, is the documentations. The documentations are likely going to be well documented because the developer has already done all the necessary background check and document to acquire that estate before selling it. They have actually gotten an allocation from the maybe government and the titles of those properties before they start selling it. So it will be very easy for you to come to them and they allocate it to you directly. But when you are buying from an individual, you have to go through the stress of getting documents legitly, and sometimes you can be even scammed of mm, being of the land being sold to multiple persons, and sometimes you can even go into issues of dispute. You can experience maybe family issues, which not only one person that have the land, you bought the land, before you know it, you end up having a court case about the property. This is another advantage that goes to the developer, which is likely going to be a disadvantage to an individual. So to talk about the advantage that goes to an individual is you are probably going to buy the same land you bought from a developer at a very cheaper rate from an individual, unlike the one you bought from a developer, because sometimes an individual is going to sell at a distressed sale at a distressed market price, right? Because sometimes they may need money and they may need it that urgent that they may not even sell it to the value of the property. So you will be lucky enough to buy that at a very cheaper rate, unlike a developer. Instead of selling that as at a distressed sale, they are likely going to be increasing prices based on development that is coming into the estate. This is another advantage that goes to an individual, which is which may be a disadvantage to someone who is buying from a developer. So in general, all this depends on who is buying, how experienced you are in the real estate market. Because I will recommend, if you are new to the game, it's better you buy from a developer because you will be more guided. You have more um peace of mind buying from a developer than buying from an individual as a newbie who is into the real estate market. But if you are an experienced person, if you are old in the game, you can easily navigate your way through an individual who is selling land, because you can always do your due diligence. Assess the you can always assess um the most important things which you need, especially the documentation, the allocations of the land, and even what the area is meant for, because there are some places you will buy, you will find out that those places are not even meant to build. But before a developer who wants to build properties would buy a land, they must have made their research and made sure that that location is meant for what they want to use it for, right? This is just the difference. So, if you want to buy a land from a developer, it's still okay, but um, it will be way more expensive than buying from an individual. So I recommend, if you are new to the game, go to the developer. But if you are old to the game, you can buy from anybody as long as you can do your research well. If you ever want to buy land or house property, contact me. Whether you want to buy from a developer in an estate or you want a single or an individual where you just develop your own land for yourself, contact me, reach out to me. I have these properties and I can help you run around and do your due diligence on it. Stay tuned.